of the Portuguese football podcast. I'm Peter, and I'm here with Kyle. Say
Hey
hello, Kyle.
guys. Hey guys.
Alex,
What's going on, everybody?
and Kevin.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
All right, so today's topics we have the league recap, the Tasses recap. We're gonna talk some transfer business and then some Portugal. How you guys think about this?
That's gonna be pretty decent. I'm really excited for this podcast, boys. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
very
same here.
excited. I've been waiting for this to get
Good,
underway
good.
for a while. So,
All right, so I'm gonna start out with the Sportingista. Alex, give me your league recap real quickly. What you think of the league?
alright, so I thought it was a good first season from Jorge Jesus. I think we were the best team over the entire course of the season, but slipping up to Benfica at home hurt our title chances. And Benfica's run at the end of the season, what was it, like 23 games unbeaten or something like that, something crazy like that. And you guys did deserve the title, but we'll be winning next season.
Okay, that's good that you admitted it. It was 13 wins in a row for Benfica, 11 in a row for Sporting, I do believe.
No, sorry.
Um, then we'll go Kevin. Kevin, what do you think of the league? What do you think of Lopetegui and then going to Zero? Tell us about that.
Well, it was another drama-filled season. Going through coaches again. The first half of the season wasn't too bad, but then we lost a couple of points, like against Soroka and Rio Ave. That really hurt us. And then we changed to Pizarro, which I didn't think was that bad of a coach. I mean, could have got worse, but we ended up losing the good position we were in at the top. We were kind of close to first place and let it slip up a bit. And sad that we had another bad season, but it is what it is, and we'll bounce back.
I don't know about that, but
Okay, so I got a question for you. I believe you were 2 points behind first place when Lopetegui got sacked. Would you have sacked him?
Being 2 points behind, no. But to be honest, it was a long time coming. He wasn't that bad of a coach, but just wrong decisions at the wrong times of the season. And there was a game, a Taça de Portugal game, I forgot which one it was, and the fans wanted André Silva to play, and he didn't oblige to the fans. And had he put him in at that time, at that game, it would have been a different story, and he would have lost him a lot sooner than later.
All right, fair enough. Kyle, what did you think?
for me, this season was probably a very entertaining season, and pretty much that was. I was not expecting Jorge Jesus to go to Sporting. Like, I looked at the newspapers and everything, and I saw Jorge Jesus to Sporting and everything, and I was like, oh, this is not true and stuff. And when he joined, I was like, why the heck did they let them? Why did they let him go? Like, I didn't want him to leave at first, but as we signed Rui Vitoria, I really thought that he wasn't gonna do too well, especially with those results like against Aroca. Like, those losses, those little losses were not really good, and we were like 7 points away from Sporting, and I really thought that the season was pretty much over, and we lost to Union Madeira, or we drew Union Madeira at one point, and it just wasn't looking good. But the team stuck together, and Rui Vitoria really knew what he was doing closer to the end of the season, and we lifted the three.
Uh, yeah, okay. I agree with you. First off, when there was the news that Jesus was going to join Sporting, I said it my ass off the whole time. 'Cause I was trying to understand why he would do that. The man himself several times said that Sporting wouldn't even make it to the decisions. They'll be just like out in December. So I was a little bit perplexed by his decision. But then Vitoria came in, and I was fully under him. You guys know that since day one that I was in judge upon his After those losses, I still stuck with him, even though I had my doubts. Obviously, everyone had their doubts. So I didn't think we were going to win the title. But then after that turnaround at the end of the first half of the season, we ended up like winning 13 games out of possible like 16, 17. So that says a lot about what changed. Pizzi came in to the right side. That changed things up. Mitroglou and Jonas stick together, and I think Benfica were worthy winners. Um, so moving on to the next topic, I have right here who's the best league player. What do you guys think was the best league player? I'll start with Kyle now.
That's a tough one. There was a lot of different players that played very good on all three of the teams, but I'm gonna have to say Jonas here because he was the top goal scorer and he had lots of assists. He just really helped out our team, and I don't think without him we would definitely have not won the title without him.
I agree. I have the same opinion. Jonas takes my player of the season. What about you, Kevin? Who's your best player?
For me, it's Renato. Only for the simple fact that when he started playing, it turned the season around for Benfica, and that alone to turn the season around after the direction they were going, it's got to be that the young kid. He played very well when he was called upon, and to me, that's who the player of the season was.
All right, that leaves you, Alex.
For me, the player of the season was either Slimani or João Mario. Slimani, of course, because what was it, 27 league goals, something like that. And without that, we definitely would not have been second. But João Mario, he was a huge part of our attack. He was involved in every single play, and he was just a fantastic player over the entire course of the season. And it showed like with the clubs he's being linked with right now, PSG, United, Liverpool, some big clubs.
Yeah, I think João Mario deserves praise. To be honest,
Yeah.
he had a very good year. So what are you guys' best starting 11 of the season, though? Kevin.
For me, for the goalkeepers, for my starting 11, I would say Ederson. For right back, Moxie. Center backs, Jardel and Thiago Freire. Left back, Layun. Midfield, Andre, Renato, and Adrian Silva. And for the forwards, Rafa Silva, Jonas, and who did I have here? João Mario.
All right, interesting. Why did you choose Andre even though he was injured for most of the season?
Even though he was injured for most of the season, he did play a big part. Against the first game against Benfica after the Dragão, he got the game-winning goal. And even though he was out, when he did play, he made a big difference, and he was a big player for us in the middle.
He did score that crucial goal against Benfica in the first half of the season, but I think he could have been much better would he not have been injured. I'll give out my 11. I chose Bracali, Maxi, Coates, Jardel, Layun, Feza, Danilo, Rafa, Gaitan, Jonas, and Mitroglou. I could have went with Slimani, but you guys know that I really like Mitroglou, so I had to put him in. Bracali, again, with Aroca, very good season. They were tremendous under Luis Vidigal. Can't wait what they do in Europe next year. Well, besides that, Danilo and Maxi, best Porto players. Rafa was a very good emerging player. Layun also a very good player. And I think Coates on the half of the season that he had with Sporting, he really turned around that defense, even though he had that shaky match against Porto. What about you, Alex?
Alright, so for me, I got Patricio, then I got Maxi Pereira, then I got Jardel, Coates, Layun, and in the midfield I got Danilo and Adrian, and then on the wings I got João Mario, Rafa Silva, and then up top I got Jonas and Slimani. And I definitely had to put Adrian Silva in there. Um, he also could have been my player of the season. He also played a huge part in keeping the defense intact as well as starting the attacks as well. So Adrian Silva deserves a huge mention.
Yeah, in my opinion, besides William Carvalho, I just cannot rate. I think Sporting's midfield are very good this season. Adrian Silva, João Mário. did a very good job holding down that midfield. Even though João Mário was playing out as a winger, but he was mostly an inside midfielder, sort of, because he always drifted out to the middle. So, yeah, interesting choices. Kyle, you're the last one.
I don't know how this happened, but I literally have the exact same starting 11 as Alex. I don't know, but we definitely have great minds, and great minds think alike.
That is
And, and I chose these players because Rui Patricio, he was definitely, for me, the best goalie because Julio Cesar and Ederson only played half of the season, and Rui Patricio maintained his spot the whole season, and he was just a beast in that. He may have had a couple of frangos, not sure if he did this season, but but
I think he was solid this year.
yeah, he was solid this year.
yeah, he was.
But Maxi Jardel, Coates, and Layun, like that speaks for itself right there. Like Maxi, he played great this season for Porto. I thought, to be honest, that he was gonna kind of flop at Porto after joining Benfica or after
Wait.
joining from Benfica.
Why did you think that?
I don't know. I thought he would have too much pressure because he is joining one of Benfica's biggest rivals, and the fans were they really like the fans really hate Maxi now from Benfica. So I really thought that he wasn't really gonna do well under the pressure, but he did pretty good. And Jardel, Coates, Layun, especially Layun, that he is a great player. Like I would love to have him at Benfica. That
Yeah,
is
that's on
he's
Sporting too.
quality. And then
I
Danilo,
think everyone likes Layun.
yeah. And Danilo, he is solid in the midfield, especially defending. Adrian Silva, what Alex said, he'd help defend and attack. João Mario, he's just that playmaker for Sporting. And Rafa definitely had a great season with Braga, getting lots of goals and assists. And Jonas and Slimani, there's nothing to say about them. Just look at the goal tally.
Yeah, that's right. I think I agree with all of you guys. Did you guys know that Danilo was a Seychelles product and Jorge
Yeah,
Jesus did not want him? He sent
I
him out
wish we were
away.
to keep him, but you
Yeah, I
know,
don't know
Well, I'm
if you
not
guys would
surprised
like to know
coming
the
from
details.
somebody who said that Slimani will get double the goals of Vardy.
yeah, yeah, yep, true.
I guess I should join
Exactly,
us
exactly.
instead of Porto, but that's alright.
Yeah, George Jesus will go to
All right.
Porto one day. One day.
Yeah,
Never.
he will. He will, definitely.
He's not going to.
So up next, I'll start with the Taça da Liga because that's the easiest one to talk about. Benfica won 6-2. Their starting 11 was Ederson, André Almeida, Luizão, Jardel, Grimaldo, Samaris, Renato Pizzi, Gaetan Jonas, and Mitroglou. Nothing new there, right, Kyle?
Nope.
Was it what you expected?
Uh, I was expecting Luka Jovic. I wanted him to start because he was on the subs, but I guess they just went with a strong lineup that because they wanted to win that. But I would like to see Luka Jovic to start the game.
Delta Rapt.
Yeah.
Or a Delta Rapt.
Perhaps.
Or B.
Let's not go into that. Yeah, Marítimo lined up with Hagigi, Brigel, Maurício, Dirceu, Patrick, Fran Sérgio, Plezis, Eder Bessa, João Diogo, Diego Souza, and Edgar Costa. It's sort of their usual lineup. They didn't have their main goalkeeper, Salah, but besides that, it was a very strong lineup. They gave us trouble in the beginning. I think Ederson had to make quite a couple good saves, but since Edgar Costa got out injured, they lost a little bit of that flair. Benfica went 1-0 up, and I think it's just game over after that. The main point goes to Gaetan. Kyle, what do you think of Gaetan when he got subbed off?
Oh, Gaetan, pretty much his last game for Benfica. He was tremendous that game. He had what was it, like a goal and 2 assists or something like that. But
Hmm.
he went off the pitch crying, and he just you can tell that he loves this club and that he wants to, like I don't know if he wanted to stay, but I guess that he pretty much he just was feeling the moment with the fans and everything, and at that moment everybody knew that he was going to leave. And I think wasn't he like crying when the last game of the season too, or like against Nacional, something like
I
that. He
guess
was,
it's now sort of after the goal. They were all a little bit emotional. I
yeah.
guess the best way to describe Gaetan's feeling for Benfica is just that he would be happy if he stayed.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was pushing for a move. I don't think he ever pushed out for a move. And if he did, then it was well hidden from us because that never gave me. I never had that idea. Especially in preseason, he was one of the best players. He looks like he didn't even came out of preseason. It looks like he kept on playing. I'm actually, sad that he's gonna leave, but we have a lot of wingers. Carrillo coming in is also a big thing. So we'll see how things shape up for next season. I don't think there's anything else needed to be said about this Taça da Liga game. So we're moving on to the Taça Portugal. Kevin, without me even saying anything, what did you think of it?
Tough loss. The team finally showed up and played a great game. Um, Once again, the defending was horrible. That's what cost us the game in the end. The first goal was a joke. The second one, what the hell was Helton thinking? I have no idea. He just wasn't in his right state of mind that game, obviously. But the rest of the team, from the wingers to the fullbacks, the wingbacks, with the midfield and the forwards, they had a great game. Hector Herrera played a great game. Brahimi had a good game too. Obviously, man of the match in that one was Andres Silva. But it was a tough loss. They could have won it at the end of the extra time period. He had a golden chance and he missed it. And that's the way it goes. The saying, quem não marca sofre, quem não sofre marca. So that's what applied there.
Yeah, I think that's quite true. Elton lined up with Elton. Porto lined up with Elton, Maxi, Shidozi, Marcano, Layun, Danilo, Sergio Oliveira, Herrera, Varela, André Silva, and Brahimi. Did you think that was this anything you weren't expecting?
I wasn't expecting to lose, no. I know we lost embarrassingly at Braga early in the season, but I thought that they were going to get revenge, and they were close after being down 2-0. And a great comeback just cut short, and it still bothers me to this day when you think about it, because that was theirs to win, and they lost it on their own. Braga didn't do anything all game to even threaten Porto. Just two lucky plays, and they were able to put their chances away, and that's what counts in the end.
I know it's easy to talk now in the end, but would you have started Elton and Shidozi? Because those are two of the players that got a little bit of a stick from the fans. Shidozi got subbed off at halftime. Elton probably to blame at least in one of the goals. Tell me your thoughts.
For me, he's to blame on both the goals, but it's kind of hard to just point the blame at him because he's been great for us over the years. Had he had a great game, nobody would be saying that. So with that being said, I think it was okay that Helton was picked over Casillas, but the whole Shidozi thing, I don't agree with that. He had one good game against Benfica, and after that, his performance kind of dipped a little bit. They could have went with somebody a little more experienced, but that cost them big time. That first goal, I don't know what he was thinking. No communication, I guess. Everybody was just standing around looking at the ball, and here comes the Braga player and chips it over and scores.
Do you guys think that? Do you guys think that this is a turning point for Braga?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
I think it could be, especially with them appointing José Pizarro as their manager.
no.
I don't. I don't think Braga.
If maybe we're gonna get Paulo Fonseca, but no, sorry, not with the city.
It's a money issue. They're a little bit far away from Benfica, Porto, and Sporting to even compete with signings.
Hey, you never know.
So behind.
Leslie?
I mean, yeah, obviously, there's always that. They almost won the title when George was his
When
first.
you still won it?
And yeah, we have several examples, but I don't know. I don't think Braga is gonna really win the title in the next.
Not win the title, but yeah.
Might see them win League Cups and Taças, maybe. Yeah, definitely.
They already got one.
I can see them.
Yeah.
And then they play the Super Cup against us, Benfica.
Yeah, that's gonna be
7th or 9th?
Yeah,
Something like
7th. August 7th. Apparently in Aveiro. We'll be hoping to go there. We'll see how things go.
Lucky
What were you
you.
saying, Alex?
I think Braga will still be a threat. Like, maybe they can get some better players in, get some depth, but no, I don't see the league becoming a big four at all. They don't have enough
Yeah,
money to compete.
exactly. I agree. Especially when you're about to lose players, maybe like Luis Carlos, Rafa, possibly even Marafona, both of your center backs as well. There's a lot of players that are going to be leaving, so we'll see how they manage to stock up again. They've been doing a good job, but I'm not 100% sure how they'll be in a couple of seasons. So Porto ended up losing that game 4-2 on penalties. Maxi and Herrera, I believe, missed the penalties. Braga were clinical in the shootout and managed to get the win and bring home the Taça. Now on to the transfer business. I want to go through with Sporting first because they seem to be the ones that haven't been doing much. At least they haven't been linked to many players. Alex, what do you think of Townsend possibly by a long shot against Sporting?
I think Andres Townsend, he's a good player. Works very hard. He's quick. Um, but to be honest, I don't really want him. He's
You wouldn't
a
want
lot in wages. Um, I don't know. I just don't really want the guy. Mitrovic, on the other hand, though, I'll take any day at the club. If we if we
I don't, I don't see you
if we
running
do
this.
sign him, though, that means Slimani's out the door, which is obviously not a good thing. But I see that happening regardless if Mitrovic comes in. So
All right, this one goes out to Kyle and Kevin. Do you guys think that the Townsend deal is possible?
Uh, I think it kind of died down. Like there was like a couple of days where people were saying he was like on a plane, and
I
there's
don't even know how the rumor started.
I don't
Like
know how they started either. I don't
somebody
even
I,
said,
think.
like,
I
somebody seen him on a
tweeted
flight
a
to Lisbon,
picture
and that's it.
of Townsend and said that he was about to join Sporting Lisbon. That's what the tweet said.
Yeah, and then Sporting fans went nuts, and it never happened. So
Yeah, basically. Kevin, do you think that's a doable deal for Sporting or
No
unrealistic?
way. No way. Not a chance in hell. When you're dealing with a clown like Bruno de Carvalho, I don't think so.
come on.
Yeah, the guy's done a good job when it comes to finances, but man,
He needs to
whenever
Alex,
keep his
he
mouth
opens
shut.
his mouth,
You
Alex,
know,
what's your opinion on Bruno Carvalho?
I think he's a good president. Just needs to keep his mouth shut sometimes.
Oh, hallelujah.
okay, there we go. Something
Same
we
thing
all
as George
agree on.
Jesus. World class
Yeah.
manager, but George needs to keep his mouth shut sometimes as well.
Alex, deep down,
Yes.
did you think that the trash talk made you lose the title?
So I think that the what?
The trash talk made you lose the title.
Maybe. I mean, I think we were too comfortable at the top, but I don't know, maybe. I don't think so, but you never know,
Okay,
maybe.
that's good. You're giving Benfica credit then. All right.
No, I think that's what it was. It's like the tortoise and the hare. The rabbit is in first place, running, 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 taunting the tortoise, and then the tortoise comes from behind and wins the race.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. I agree with Kevin on this one. There's obviously Benfica merit, but I think the way that Vitória managed to pull that squad together was very much due to Jorge Jesus and Bruno Carvalho. uh, Alex, Sandro, would you take him?
I don't really know too much about him, but from what I've been hearing, he's just a big midfielder, and
Hmm.
I mean, I guess I'll take him, but
Who's
Would you
that
I
still
don't
be
really
an
have
issue?
much to say, to be honest.
Trabzonspor?
What, Kyle?
Isn't there a center back that Sporting is going for from
Oh,
Trabzonspor?
Douglas.
Douglas, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Douglas.
I'll
Douglas
definitely.
is also mentioned. That also died down with Sandro and Townsend.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know enough about Douglas. Do you, Alex?
I don't know too much about him besides
Uh,
that he had a good season out in Trabzonspor, but I think our defense is fine, so I don't understand why we need another center back.
All right, two final questions for you about Sporting. Do you think Slimani and João Mario are players that you're going to be able to keep?
I hope so, but probably not just because of our finances and if a big deal comes in, we're of course gonna sell. Um,
Okay.
but I really hope so, especially Jean Mathieu, because fantastic player of the season.
Yeah, definitely one of the best players of the season. I didn't get to include him on my list just because Rafa Neita took the spot, but he's definitely one of the best players in the league. Now this one goes directly to Kevin. Kevin, supposedly Porto signed up Zemanwell and Felipe. Apparently those deals have actually been done. I am not 100% sure on that. What do you think of Zemanwell?
Well, this is a thing with Porto. It's like they sign just to sign. Um, Well, I mean, he's not that bad of a forward. I mean, I didn't really watch him enough with Boavista, but to me, it's an unnecessary signing. When we have a proven youngster in Andres Silva, they could have went and bought um, another forward who's more experienced who can get us the goals. I think that it was totally unnecessary for Zab Manuel. And as far as Felipe goes, honestly, I haven't really seen him. From what I've heard, he's a very good defender, but other than that, I don't really know.
Okay, you guys need to start the center backs position, so I don't think that the flip deal is one that could be um, denied just because you guys really need to bump that up. As for Zemanuel, I've seen him play. I think he's much better than Marega, for example. And if Marega manages to go to Porto, then Zemanuel definitely deserves a spot there. He's very, very talented. I think Kyle and me can agree that against Benfica, he had one of his best games and almost won it for Boavista. Right, Kyle?
Yeah, yeah.
So there you go. Also, Bruno Alves was also on the list for Porto, but apparently joined Cagliari. Did you think that he was on the cards to coming back?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Batista at heart. I was surprised when I saw that he signed for Cagliari. But after that performance against England with that kung fu kick, I'd rather not.
Yeah, definitely is a very dirty player. Also been talks about Brahimi and Herrera possibly leaving. What do you think of those two?
Brahimi, I don't mind leaving. Herrera, to me, he's been inconsistent all season, but for the most part, he's had some very good games. In the Taça de Portugal final, he put in that cross for that fantastic bicycle kick by Andres Silva. And last night against Uruguay, he had a great game. So his asking price is definitely going to go up. And I seen that Napoli or Liverpool's going to sign him. Supposedly Liverpool is closer to getting him, but regardless, I think we should sell him for a good price, nothing less than 20 million euros. That's just for me.
That's how modern football is. If Herrera is worth 20 million. Now, I'm not bashing on the guy. I really, really like him. I think once he has a good coach, he'll be able to step up his game. But due to the games that he's been playing, 20 million might be too much. But it is modern football, and anything can happen. There was also the Lozano thing that you were telling me about. Do you think that that's plausible?
After his performances recently, I don't think so. I would love for him to come. He was a beast last night. He was involved in 2 of the 3 goals. From what I've seen, I'd rather take him over Rafa Silva.
Oh, jeez, that's a big one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
I'll
think
say
Manchester
something like
United
that.
will get him.
Okay, fair enough. Last one, Moutinho. Do you think he's coming this season or maybe possibly in the next few seasons?
I would like for him to come this season coming up. I mean, he's practically screaming out that he wants to come back. I don't know if they're negotiating behind closed doors or what the story is. I wouldn't mind them coming back. He's a Batista at heart, even though he did come up through Sporting. Sorry, Alex, but it seems to be the trend. But that's for the same thing.
That's what I was gonna say. It seems to be a common occurrence.
So yeah, I'd be happy if he came back, and if he didn't, it is what it is. If he never comes back, but
At least he had good years. Yeah,
Of
would you
course,
consider
yeah.
that, right?
We had a good stretch there with the team that we had with Hulk and Fernando and Falcao. I really missed that those seasons that we had with them.
Yeah, those were golden years for you guys. Going up to Benfica, Júlio César renewed his contract. Eliseu is still waiting on a new one. I don't think there's much to say about Júlio César. Good goalkeeper. Staying means that's good for Ederson, and if Ederson goes, you already have a player that can stay in goal, and I don't think Benfica have to deal with too much. There was also talks about Rafa, Porto or Benfica. Well, it'll be good to see if he's gonna go for Benfica or Porto, because the trend in the last couple of years used to be if you're between Porto and Benfica, the most players would go for Porto. Falcão, Albert Pereira, just to name a few, were linked with both clubs, but ended up going to Porto.
Wait,
Kyle, would you
wasn't
take Rafa
Porto
Benfica? Mm,
wasn't
yeah.
wasn't Porto linked with Raul Jimenez and he chose us? Because I heard something.
Yep, that's
Yes,
correct.
yes. That is true. I guess there's also some cases that the players decide to go for Benfica, but mostly they ended
Yeah.
up joining Porto. Would you take Rafa at Benfica?
Yes, I would take Rafa at Benfica, but only for the right price. Because for me, like apparently Braga want like 20 million or 15 million for him, but
All right, what's
for
the right
me,
price for you?
for me the right price is around 10 million, because I don't think we should be breaking our transfer record on Rafa, because I don't know, Rafa just like I know he's gonna be a good player, but for now I don't think he has what it takes to uh to start for us and be our Gaitan replacement, especially with all of our wingers that we have, especially Carrillo and like all the players like Servy's coming, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I would take Rafa at Benfica. I think there's no doubt about that. This one goes out for everyone. Was the Renato deal a good one? I'll start. I think it was a good deal. I think Benfica couldn't keep him any longer than they already had. In 6 months, the guy had a tremendous uprising from going from playing the Youth League to the Champions League versus Bayern, playing very good games, killing Hulk against Zenit. That was a very good match as well. 30 million up to 80. What do you guys think? Is it a good deal? Kyle, start with you.
Well, for an 18-year-old, I don't care who it is, 35 million plus 80 million, like that is not something that you should be rejecting. Because like Renato, this is only one season he's played for Benfica, and already attracted the interest from Bayern. Apparently, they only scouted him 2 games or 4 games or something, and that already made them want him. But
Mm-hmm.
35 million, like that is a lot of money, and plus 80 million or 45 million add-ons, like that is a lot of money we're talking here. So I
Yeah,
think that was a great deal for us.
I think it's definitely a lot of money. Alex, what do you think?
I think the money was great. Um, Bayern, if they only scheduled him twice, then he must be something special. But it's gonna be good for him learning from Arturo Vidal and just being in the Bayern system as a whole will make him a much better player. I hope he turns out to be a fantastic player. I got nothing against him, but
Mm-hmm.
that's all I really have to say. It's good, well done for Benfica getting 35 million.
All right, Kevin.
In a way, yes, but also in a way, no. Had Benfica held on to him for at least one more season, just imagine the bidding war that would have went on for him. Had he had the same season that he had, they could have easily gotten at least 50 mil.
Uh, yeah, let me just cut you short though. Um, there's also the player wanting to go or wanting to stay. That's also a
Yeah, that's
big
true.
deal. You're not going to keep a player that, for example, gets a bid from Bayern Munich and goes like, "Hey, Luis Vieira, I want to leave because it's Bayern Munich. I don't want to stay here another season because this might be one of my only chances to go there." You have to think about the player as well. But go on.
No, I get your point and I get what you're saying, but who knows what other team could have came along? If Bayern Munich and Real Madrid both bid for him, who do you think he's going to pick?
Bayern Munich.
I personally would have picked Bayern Munich, but
Alright.
that's just me.
Nah, man, I would have picked Real Madrid. Maybe that's because I like him.
So you can get your
Yeah,
career wasted. Ruined?
Yes,
Yeah, that,
exactly.
in no way
I think
yes,
he's
and in
gonna
no
get
way
a lot
no.
Okay, fair enough. So Servi joining Benfica, we all know that. A decent wide midfielder. Do you think that he's gonna add up to the team? Kyle?
The videos I've watched, because I don't really pay attention to Argentine football, but I did search up Servi and see what he was like in his games. And there was a game, I'm not sure who it was against, but there was like just highlights just from one game, and the plays that he were making, like he's really skillful. Like he's just a player that I would really like at Benfica, which next season he will be at Benfica. So, and he chose Sporting, and I mean he chose he did not choose Sporting today. Chose the
Getting
better
mixed up
club.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Go on.
you know, just watch highlights, right? But highlights could make any player look good. Like, I'm complete shit at football, but you throw a highlight reel of me up there, and I can look like a world class player. So
He has a point, but I've watched the reviews of him. There's a blog called Eu Visto Vermelho e Branco, and they upload like game reviews and player reviews, basically how the player doing his skills, what he's good, what he's bad. I saw several clips from him from different games, and I think he tries to do sort of the same thing every game. His play style doesn't change all that much. I think he's going to be an improvement for Benfica. Andre Horta, I already know that you don't think that he's going to stick with the club. I think you
Yeah.
think he's going to get out our B team.
It's either gonna be a B team or a loan, but I would like for him to start start at Benfica, but I don't know. I just think that Benfica are going to sign um, a different player for that position, like
Mhm.
kind of like Bentancur, because we're apparently linked with him, and for me, I would like him too. But Andre Horta for me is not going to be starting next season.
All right, this is all just thoughts from me, but what I'm thinking is if Benfica end up selling Juricic, they already said that they were going to sign a player, so they're definitely going to sign a player for the eighth position. But Andre Horta could be definitely a very good bench player. And coming off, it would make a good impression on the team. I hope he ends up playing preseason, and from then on, we'll see how much of a good player he actually is. Last one on the Benfica thing, Carrilho. There's been a lot of talks about him. Does he go to Manchester United, or does he go to Athletic Madrid, or does he stay? What is everyone's take on this? I'll start with Kevin, because, yeah. Kevin, what do you think, Carrillo?
Well, first of all, I want to say this is awesome that this rivalry between Benfica and Sporting. Sporting snatches JJ, and then Benfica pulls a fast one and takes Carrillo. If I was Benfica, I'd keep him. He's a good winger. He hasn't played the whole season, so we'll have to see what he can do in the preseason. But from what I've seen for him before he stopped playing, very fast, and he's very good technically. So I think he should stay with the team.
Yeah, I think we all know Carrillo's ability. Alex, do you think that he's going to stay at Benfica, or do you think that he's going to go?
I think he's gonna stay, but I mean, I just don't know what he's doing at that club, honestly. He's just gonna die.
Yeah, besides that, do you honestly think that he's going to stay? Right. Remember Sporting's Twitter account saying that he went a step down, but
Yeah.
ended up being champion. That's funny.
Well, he hasn't
But
played
do you
for
actually think that he's going to stay then?
I do think he's gonna stay, but I don't think he's gonna do good there, just because he hasn't played
Ju-
in what 10 months, 8 months.
You know
That's
that
just like-
I've
That's just like what I
go
thought
on,
about
Cass.
Maxi.
That's like
And-
who?
Yeah, he has a point.
But Maxi
I've
played
read
for-
that Carrillo
Maxi was
is not afraid to verse Sporting. He's not afraid of the bad atmosphere he's gonna get. I actually think that he's just
He should be.
waiting to stick it to them, to be honest.
He should be.
Yeah, he should be. Our fans are gonna go crazy when they see
um,
him.
I don't know how the fans would act like that towards him, though. It was the team the ones that sat him down on the bench.
Yeah, because
yeah,
he
exactly.
refused to
Like,
sign though.
no, but the deal is, all right. We could go on a tangent here. Benfica had the same issue with Maxi Pereira. Maxi Pereira was not going to sign a new deal. Jorge kept his trust on Maxi. Maxi played throughout the whole season without any issues, without any professional problems. He gave 100% on the pitch every time he went on. What would make you think that Carrillo would not do the same thing?
A different player, I don't know, I can't say.
What about you, Alex?
I don't really understand the question.
The question is, Maxi played through a whole season with Benfica knowing that he wasn't going to sign a new contract.
Okay.
And he played well, you know that. What makes you think that Carrillo would not do the same thing?
I don't really have an answer to that, but I think he should have just signed the contract. Or he honestly, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if he didn't just join our rivals like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have been fine. Well, I wouldn't have been fine, okay, but it would have been better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though.
It would have been better for him if he left, like Leicester or something. I forget who he was with at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the season.
you need to thank, though. Bruno Carvalho said no to Leicester City at the beginning of the season, and actually talked to Leicester. And yeah, he could have, but when you have interest on Benfica, especially being rivals to Sporting, you know that the player's probably going to take that deal. I think this is where two different presidents come up. Because Luis Vieira said, all right, Maxi, you don't want to resign, we don't force you to resign, you're going to play the whole season because the manager trusts you, and you play out your contract. That's what happened. Bruno Carvalho's like, oh no, I need to get money for this player or else they're going to be broke. So Carrillo, you're going to go to the bench, and if you don't sign a new contract, you're not going to play. I think that's what happened. Kevin, do you agree with me?
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. He's a jerk. He really is, and I'm just putting it nicely.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think so too. Just the way that he is, he could have handled this differently. I know no one likes to see a player run out his contract, and possibly joining another club for free. But when Maxi wasn't signing, I wasn't even thinking about the possibility of him going to Porto, because he was playing well, and if he's giving 100% for the team, I don't think anyone even thinks about it. So, and I know the Chargers disagreed with that decision, but it is what it is. Carrillo decided to join Benfica. I don't think he's gonna go, because I think it's ridiculous if a team ends up paying like 30 million for him while he hasn't played for 6 months, and they could have signed him for free in January. Yeah, so I think he's gonna stay with Benfica. At least for half the season. I think he's gonna do good. I think Salvio might have to be content with a bench spot, because after his injury, he's had a couple of issues. He's not up to full, stamina. He's not playing 100%. And with Carrillo definitely wanting to earn his spot, I think it's a no-brainer that Carrillo is going to take the right wing spot, or possibly the left wing. We don't know how Benfica are going to be playing. We seem to have lost Kyle, so this next topic I want to talk about, I want to address Portugal now, because I think we've covered. Oh no! I almost forgot. We still have to talk about Nuno Espírito Santo. Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts.
Oh, I think this is a good move by the team. He has the Porto blood in him. I think he's got the Mystica. I think he's going to inject some morale into the team, get them going, because obviously the last couple of seasons, nobody could do it. Fonseca couldn't do it. Lopetegui sure as hell didn't do it. Not even Pizarro. So I think that Nuno Espírito Santo is a good choice. But I do want to say one more thing about when we were picking out the best 11. Like an idiot, I forgot about Danilo, so I'd have to take out Andre out of that list and put in Danilo. But back to Nuno Espírito Santo. I will have to say that this was a good move. I mean, who else? Who are you gonna get? You're not gonna get André Villas-Boas, Marco Silva. Not too fond of him, and Jardim. I don't really like him too much. So I would have to go with Nuno Espírito Santo out of the lists that they had.
Hey, that was actually exactly my question. You had Marco Silva, Leonardo Jardim, Vitor Pereira, Nuno Espírito Santo. You go for Nuno Espírito Santo. That's what you said, right? You take him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So Pizarro went off to Braga. He did what he could have done, right? I don't think anyone can really talk too much about it, right? He tried implementing a new playing style, but that obviously wasn't going to work that easily because about everything that happened with Lopetegui. He inserted a certain type of play style, very possession-based football, and I remember Zero commentating on RTP once about how Porto were playing, and he himself would have said that, oh, I would prefer to play a 4-2-2, a 4-4-2 with two strikers, and yada yada yada. But obviously, he didn't have time to implement those ideas. Are you feeling bittersweet with his appointment and the way that he left?
It was bittersweet a little bit. I wish he would have got the same chance that Lopetegui got, but it is what it is. Now we got to look forward, and we have Nuno Espírito Santo now, and I hope we return to winning ways.
All right, all right. Now we're going to talk some Portugal. Portugal played Norway on the 29th. They won 3-0. This is Portugal's lineup. They started up with Anthony Lopes, José Fonte, Cédric, Rafael Guerreiro, Ricardo Carvalho, João Moutinho, João Mário, William, Quaresma, Eder, and André Gomes. I'll start out with you, Alex. What did you think of this starting 11, and what did you think about the game as a whole?
Is this the Norway game that we're talking about?
Yes, Norway.
I think that we played good. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but I think we played good, and with the absence of Ronaldo and Pepe, we played well. Quaresma really, really impressed me. I hope he earned his starting spot, especially if Ronaldo is supposedly unfit as Fernando Santos. So, we played well, but then again, it's Norway who didn't even qualify for the Euros, so it's nothing to get too excited about.
Fair enough. Kevin, what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a good performance by the team. What can I say about Quaresma? That guy is just amazing. He always has been throughout his whole career. It's just sad that...
Especially.
Yeah, but he's a Portuguese at heart, don't forget that. He doesn't even mention Sporting.
That's screwed up. Many.
So, like I was saying, it kind of sucks. Over the years, they've left him out. I personally think it would have made a difference had he been consistently added to the Portuguese squad. And I believe it was Paulo Bento when we had the last World Cup, because he was the coach, right? Paulo Bento,
yes.
World Cup. Mm-hmm. He left Quaresma out, and I was really pissed off about that. Not because he's a Porto player, but Quaresma. What was that?
At the time, he was playing good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and I just don't understand why Quaresma was never called. He's a step down from Ronaldo. Like, he's the next best thing to Ronaldo.
To be honest, I think he could have been better than Ronaldo. Would he just kept his head straight?
Yeah, he was more hyped than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Bad decisions.
Yeah, I think he's better skilled. Yes. Just to say though that Varela did replace Quaresma sort of very well, except in the last World Cup. I think Varela was like the weird amulet for Portugal. He scored a goal, I think it was on the 2012 Euro against Denmark.
Denmark, I think. Yep.
Yeah, and he actually, whenever he actually played sort of well. So, but yeah, I think Quaresma could have been a big player for Portugal in the past. Kyle, what do you think of the game?
I thought it was a good game, and Quaresma scored a beautiful goal. And they had their chance with I'm not sure who was it. Was it King?
Yeah,
I think
King.
he plays for
I think it was King. Yes.
Yeah, and he outstrength José Fonte and forced Anthony Lopes to make a big save. And then Rafael Guerreiro, nice little free kick there. which Ronaldo hasn't. When's the last time Ronaldo scored a free kick? Like Grenado scores.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, Grenado just goes on the national team. Was that like I'm pretty sure it was his first or second free kick for the national team and scores it.
Oh, beautiful goal.
Yeah, and then King Ether scores a beautiful tap in. What
Oh boy.
That's just right there, like that. Hopefully that brings his confidence up for the Euros.
Yeah, but who crossed that ball now?
João Mario.
Yes.
So Mane was
Jean
it?
Mario.
Yeah.
Jean Mario did it.
I think it was a good game overall. Of course, going back to the Dragão, had to score a screamer, didn't he? Easy win for Portugal. Nothing much needed to be said, in my opinion. Um, Moving on to the England game, we played England on the 2nd. We ended up losing 1-0. Portugal's lineup was this one: Rui Patrício, Eliseu, Vieirinha, Bruno Alves, Ricardo Carvalho, João Moutinho, João Mário, Danilo, Nani, Rafa, and Adrien Silva. I think the game overall was what we could have done after Bruno Alves being stupidly sent off by almost kicking Harry Kane's head off his body. That was absolutely atrocious. I don't think that we could have done any better if we had Ronaldo or not, because of the way that we had just had to defend the whole game. I think on the positive side of things, we can actually see that Portugal is actually solid defending. So that might help us out for moments, because we're never sure that we're going to be on top of matches.
Especially with 38-year-old Ricardo Carvalho down there defending. He played pretty decent.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was just a good way of seeing how the team can act up on defense. Alex, what do you think of the game?
I only watched the first half, but we did have to defend a lot. But if we had Ronaldo, I think he would have completely changed the game, because Kyle Walker had an amazing first half. He kept pushing up on that right side, and if we had Ronaldo, he would have had to man mark him, and he wouldn't have pushed up as much. So I think we would have had more space. But Bruno Alves, don't really want to talk about that. Don't know what he's doing on the Portuguese national team, and I think it was I think England deserved it, to be honest. They created more of the chances.
I'm just gonna ask you guys quickly this before we let Kevin have his thoughts on Kevin and Kyle have his no. I think, has Kyle already mentioned what he thought about the game?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'll thank you, right? Before Kevin answers, I want to leave this out to you guys, because I don't agree with it. I don't think he deserves to be called up, but I know that Alex does. But what about you, Kyle and Kevin? Do you guys think that Ruben Smith should have been called up?
Oh, yeah, I don't agree.
I haven't seen really much of him to even give a real opinion. So I really have a comment on that. But I think what they called up for the defenders, I think was a good call. If you said should Ruben Semedo got called over Bruno Alves, I would say absolutely, especially with the Mortal Kombat kick. That was ridiculous.
Kyle.
It's tough because Ruben Smilu, he had a decent season at Sporting, but for me, I don't think he's ready for the national team. Although I don't know why the heck they would call up Bruno Alves, but I think instead of Bruno Alves, they should have called up Corrisu. And
oh yeah, good shout.
yeah, that would be a better option because Bruno Alves, the way he is, too dirty, and he still seems for me like he'd be a good choice for the back line.
Depending on how you guys feel about players naturalizing or becoming Portuguese, I think Jardel would have been a just amazing player to pick up for Portugal. Not just saying this because I'm a Benfiquista. I think Jardel is a very good, solid center back, and would definitely have that.
I don't understand why we didn't call him up, especially since, like, obviously switching nationalities isn't a problem because we got Pepe from that. We got Nani wasn't born in Portugal, I don't think, was he?
I think he was. I think the biggest thing that I have is with freaking Rafael Guerreiro, and I'm sorry if you guys don't agree with me, but the guy that doesn't even speak Portuguese shouldn't even play for the national team. Rafael Guerreiro does not
France?
speak Portuguese. Yes, he was born and raised in France. He's
His
like
parents are
what?
Portuguese though.
Yes, but he doesn't even speak a word of Portuguese.
But he wouldn't have gotten the French team. That's why he plays for Portugal.
Yeah, I don't think he should have been. That's just players that don't speak Portuguese. I think it's a little bit unfair, you know.
Hey, I'll take him. He's decent at the game.
Don't forget Deco.
Nani was born in Cape Verde, but I think he came to Portugal very young. So I don't think that counts as him being from Cape Verde. Just like Nelson Semedo, who got called up in was it like November or something like that. He was also born in Cape Verde, but I think or his parents were Cape Verde or something like that. But he's very much Portuguese. Sorry to cut you off, Kevin. What were you saying?
No, I was saying, don't forget Deco. I don't know how he never got called
Oh,
into the
yeah.
Brazil national team.
Yeah.
Right, we had a couple of good players coming out from Brazil, and some people don't like them. I just think that it depends on how the player feels the nation. The nation, for example, you see that Pep is always around with the Portuguese flag and all that. I think that he really embraced the Portuguese spirit, but it just depends on the player, in my opinion. So Kevin, now your thoughts on the England game?
Thoughts on the England game? I didn't see much of it. I did hear it on the radio. From what I heard, the team defended it very well, which is good because you got to practice all different situations that you're going to be in, and that's a possibility. You never know what can happen. But I rushed home. Yeah, I rushed home to watch the game as soon as I put on the TV. I'm standing there in front of the TV, and England had just finished scoring. I was almost like, did I jinx these guys or what? But but when I saw the play, I really hate to say it, but it's Rui Patricio's fault. He should have grabbed the ball. 9 out of 10 times, the referee's going to call that as a foul.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think that you know we all have our issues with George Jesus, but when he was commentating the game, he said one thing that actually made a lot of sense: is that the Portuguese players have a lot of creativity, and Quaresma, with one simple play in the whole of 90 minutes, almost managed to do what England couldn't have done with 55 minutes with one plus man. Um, with Quaresma, he just basically almost if the I don't know if you guys know the play that I'm talking about. He basically dribbles through almost every single British player, and then cuts back inside and shoots, and the ball just goes just wide. It was right before the England goal.
I missed
It
it.
shows that you have to try and find it because it was just an unbelievable play. I don't know if Kyle or Alex saw it, but the way that Quaresma just managed to dribble through all these players, it shows that we have the capability and the skill to go far in this Euro. I always say that Portugal, sometimes when it doesn't matter as much, they're not as good, but when you have to pull off the wins, they pull out the wins.
I just think we're a bit inconsistent as a
yeah,
team.
I agree, but for example, if you look back 2004, made it to the finals, 2006 quarterfinals, 2008 semifinals, 2010 quarterfinals, 2012 semifinals. Then 2014 was the only year where we lagged and we got kicked out on the group stage. But I think Portugal always manages to do good Euros and World Cups. So I'm expecting a good run from Portugal. What are you guys expecting on this group? Alex made this question. Portugal's group is Portugal, obviously, Austria, Hungary, and Iceland. Who do you guys think is gonna finish first?
Who are you coming to first?
Anyone can go first.
Alright, I'll go then. Alright, so for me, I do think Portugal's gonna come first, but I think Austria could put up a fight. I'm pretty sure Austria is undefeated, not with like 9 wins or something like that. 9 wins, or maybe 8 wins, 2 draws in qualifying. So
I
there's
can't
no
be
push.
100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I know they're undefeated in qualification. So they're definitely not a pushover team, but I just think Portugal's just too good. I even think Iceland could take the second spot, just because they're a bit of like an X factor underdogs. And you know, Hungary, I don't even see them getting a point. They'd be lucky to score a goal in that group.
For me, it's easy to say that Portugal, I think, is going to top that group. And when you look at the other teams, you think Iceland, you think Sigurdsson, the attacking midfielder from Swansea. Hungary, you think back to Zuzak. I don't know where Zujak's playing. I think he's playing in
Bursaspor.
Dinamo. Where is he playing?
In Bursaspor in Turkey.
Okay. And then when you look at Austria, you think David Alaba and Marko Arnautovic. So I think it's easy to point out good players on those national teams, but I think Portugal is going to be the better side. I think it's going to probably end up Portugal and then Austria second place, and then we'll see who battles up for third and fourth with Hungary and Iceland. Kevin, what do you think? How's the group going to finish?
I believe Portugal is going to win the group. Iceland will get second place. Between third and fourth, it's going to be tough. I would say Austria, but if Hungary wants to make it, they got to be hungry to make it to that third spot because that's all they're going to get.
Definitely. Kyle, what do you think? What do you think of the group?
Portugal definitely for me first place, and then Austria second, and Iceland third place, and Hungary fourth. But isn't it in the Euros the best third place team makes it into the next round?
Yeah.
I think so. They've added a couple of teams, but I think that is the case. I think
Yeah,
the
it's-
third best place
Yeah, it
team.
is.
Is it whoever a goal difference or whoever scored the most?
I can't be sure. I can't tell you to be
Hungary.
honest.
Got to be points.
Yeah.
I think it's points first. Exactly.
Points?
I think it's points first. So we have a game tomorrow. No, tomorrow in 2 days' time against
Yeah, it's
Estonia.
Wednesday.
At the Luge, the last game that Portugal is going to play before starting out on the Euros. We should be back on Tuesday, right after the Iceland game on the. No, wait. Is the Iceland game on the 14th or the 13th? I can't be sure now. If it's
I
on the
believe they play on
14th,
Tuesday.
I'm pretty sure it's on the 14th.
if we play on the Tuesday, okay. Yeah, we'll be back after the Iceland game. And we'll discuss that game and predict how the rest of the group is going to go out in a better fashion because we have seen the games that Austria and Hungary have played. I don't know if you guys want to add anything. I think this is all that we had to talk about. Do you guys have anything to say?
Well, I just want to say that we should I'm going to be encouraging you guys next episode for some more questions because we didn't get any questions this week. But hopefully next week we'll have some questions to answer for you guys. We'd like you guys to get involved.
You gotta eat us up on @PT Footy Podcast. I'm always there trying to encourage you guys to leave your comments because we want as much communication as we can get. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Yeah, I do.
Go on, Kevin.
All right. I just want to welcome everybody to the podcast. We're all excited to get this going. I'm excited to work with you guys, and I think we got a good team here. I also want to wish the Seleção good luck in the Euro. And just one more thing, because it bothers me what I saw in the newspaper the other day about Quaresma. It actually wasn't in the newspaper, it was on Seek, his interview, how the team, Porto, told him to his face that he was important, and then behind his back, they were just like brushing him off to the side. And I think that's wrong for a player who wanted to give his all to the team. Quaresma, I wish he would come back, and Lopetegui screwed that all up.
It's bad to have a professional when that happens, not just Quaresma. What were you saying, Alex?
Lopetegui screwed a lot up for Porto.
Oh,
Oh,
understatement.
definitely. Well, we might get into that in the preseason.
The players he signed just weren't
Lopetegui.
good enough.
Yeah, exactly. Alex, do you have anything else to say?
All I gotta say is I'm excited to get this pod underway, and that's it.
Need to be nervous.
I am nervous. Yeah, I was nervous, but it'll change after a couple episodes.
I think everything went off perfectly. I just want to leave everyone's @ here real quickly so you can find us on Twitter. My personal @ is Peter1678, or you can find me on PT Footy Podcast. Kyle's @ is Kyle_Chaves. Alex's Twitter is Rezinho OO, I believe. And Kevin can be found at
Yeah, POR Soccer, just put it that way, yeah.
4_soccer. All right. So I think that's it for today, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, boys.
Take it easy.